Hello all, thanks for tuning in. Tonight we're going to get small with micro trains. And here we have 2mm Hudson, introduced in 1946, made by Carl Nordstrand. When the micro trains made it to the cover of Model Railroader here in 1956, they were already antiques. First article appeared in 1947 in Model Craftsman. Here we have Carl up here. He was in Sweden, and he decided to bring out the world's smallest scale railway equipment in 2mm. Here are some of the components here. A one-man band. He made his own die castings here, wafer thin. Look at this elaborate casting here. Cast lead boiler here. Your motor was in the tender, and he did plastic, early plastic. This is tenite, so he had a plastic injection machine that he did this. These have held up pretty well in the bare plastic here, and then you of course can paint it all up. And here you have the example here of the built up, and you can see on the cover it's virtually life size. Okay, the micro trains are HOO, so that's half OO. The engine above it is the Lionel 00 engine, which may have been the inspiration for Carl to make his HOO gauge. Notice they both have the same number on it, but the HOO is the half size of the 4mm scale 00, this being 2mm, and it should be running on 10mm track, but they seem to be out of stock these days, so I was able to get HN3, which is 10.5mm, and the engine seems to be quite happy on that. So this was introduced in 1946, imported to America in 1947 through about 1949. At that time, you had a lot of turmoil in the industry. You had S gauge coming on with American Flyer, you had TT gauge, you had kind of the demise of 00, the slackening of O scale, and the incredible takeoff of HO. So this really did not find a market in America. However, in 1960, Lone Star found success introducing N scale. So here we have 9mm as opposed to the 10mm for the HOO. Again, we have a small little motor here, a DC motor inside the tender, a little shaft going through here, insulated wheels, nice lines. Along with the passenger cars, the only other car I've found so far are the box cars. Again, tenite sides, and then the metal side frames here. You might know the micro train's name for the N gauge line that's out there now. The brothers that own Katie Coupler purchased the micro train's line from Carl over in Sweden, and ended up using that for their brand name in N gauge, and not continuing with this branch. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you like what you see, please subscribe. This is small stuff. Carl, in his write-up here, talks about that builders from 7 to 70 could put this together. I found it to be a little frustrating. Now, over the course of time since 1946, the castings sometimes have warped and changed a little bit. The tenite in the trucks has moved a little bit, so they don't roll quite as well as they need to. Carl did offer them both in built-up and in kits. I suspect this one was a built-up factory-built one. So thank you very much. Appreciate you watching. Thank you.